Lucero as its witness.
All right, thank you. Ms. Lucero, if you'd unmute. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear y'all.
All right, Ms. Gutierrez, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Elaine, who do you work for?
I work for the Department of Family and Protective Services.
And are you assigned to the case with parent Kia Johnson?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
And did you file a court report on January 22nd of 2026?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Your Honor, I realize the county's been closed. Have you had an opportunity to read that court report, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
Okay, thank you. We asked for judicial notice of that court report.
All right, so noted.
Thank you. Elaine, can you tell us how the children, each child is doing since the filing of the court report?
Yes, ma'am. So Amaya, Malaysia, and Ja'Cory have remained in the care of their father, Andrew Miles, out in the DFW area. They have continued to do well in his care. They're all three attending school out there, and they've continued in some extracurricular activities that they've been doing prior, such as ballet and some cheer. Ja'Cory's in the band out there. They've continued in counseling with Ramona Evans through Metro Care, and with her, they're working on just being more comfortable and opening up with Kia before they go into any type of family therapy. It's just a work in progress. They haven't made it to that point yet. When I spoke with the therapist this last week, she reports they're still have maintained that they do not want to return to her care. They're fearful of her and the repercussions that could come with them returning back into her residence. And so I do believe that that's something that's going to need to be worked out in therapy sessions once it's started.
Okay. And can you remind us, what is the hold on the family therapy?
So there was a referral that was made out there to an agency, and then because of the holidays, we hadn't heard anything back. I did speak with them last week, and they reported to us that they do not do therapy, family therapy, when there is a court order involved. And so I'm going to make a referral to the Jennings counseling out here in Amarillo to see if they can get with Kia's therapist and the kids therapist and try to get something going there. But neither Kia's nor the kids therapist can do the family therapy session. So they're requesting us do it with somebody else.
Okay, thank you for working on that.
Yes. As for the other children, Aaliyah, Odyssey, and Zanaya, they are currently in Kia's care. All three of them are attending school here in the Amarillo area. They were discharged from therapy with Rachel Buckaloo, which is who Odyssey and Zanaya were seeing, due to missed appointments. And I will say some of those appointments were due to Kia missing, calling and no showing, and some of them were due to Odyssey's when she was in placement with her grandmother. There was a couple of reschedules, and so at that point the therapist felt like they needed to be discharged from her, and so they are currently with Family Support Services. Each of them has had one session, and Aaliyah was also included in therapy with Family Support Services as well.
Okay. And when was that one session that you're referring to, Elaine?
So Aaliyah had her first session on the 21st of January. Odyssey had her first session on the 15th of January, and Zanaya had her first session on the 16th. And they are all with different therapists. The only one that I've received a report from is Zanaya's therapist. And he reported to me that he feels like that she is open and honest with him, and it's just a matter of them building rapport and moving forward. So her next session is scheduled for the 30th, Zanaya. As for the other two girls, when I reached out to see if there was an update on an upcoming session, I was told that there hasn't been anything scheduled for either one of them yet.
Okay.
for Aaliyah and Odyssey. So I'll follow up and see again if
Thank you.
anything is scheduled.
Thank you, Elaine. Is it fair to say that all three of these children have been through some trauma
Yes, ma'am.
and at the very least witnessed domestic violence in the household?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And do you believe that therapy, unless their therapist discharges them or says it's not needed, that it's in the best interest of the children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And does that cover all the children for the updates?
Yes, it does.
All right. And let's see, what was the date again that Aaliyah returned home?
Oh, Odyssey.
Oh, who was the most recent one?
Odyssey returned home on December the 1st.
Okay. And Zanaya and Aaliyah were there before then as well. Is that
Yes.
correct? Okay. And what are the updates regarding Ms. Kia Johnson?
In the way of positives, for Kia, she has been attending counseling with Carrie McConnell at Family Support Services. When I spoke with Carrie, she did indicate that Kia was receptive during her sessions and voiced interest in continuing counseling after the case was closed. She also completed her anger management course and the workbook with Carrie. Carrie did say that she felt like Kia did well and that they worked on assertiveness, warning signs, healthy and unhealthy expressions of anger, irrational thinking, problem solving, and stress management. And she did send me a certificate of completion for that, showing that Kia completed it. There were concerns. Well, let me just go ahead and say continue with the services. She did complete the advanced parenting, as we had stated before. She had done the OSAR assessment with no referrals for treatment on that after the OSAR. She's completed RBT. She attended some domestic violence support group sessions through Family Support Services.
And Elaine, if I may interrupt you here, when was the last time she attended Family Support Services for the domestic violence classes?
I don't have a good date on that. I know she had continued. Usually the department requests that they attend 6 sessions, but she had went and done more than that just as a support. I don't have, like I said, I don't have a date on the last time.
Are you aware of approximately what month she last went?
The last time I spoke with her about it, it was in November. And so she hasn't mentioned attending anything past November at this point.
Okay. And now, Elaine, I understand you found a police report regarding Miss Johnson. Is that correct?
That's correct. I requested police reports and I did have one, and I did receive those this morning.
Okay. Your Honor, and if I may make the court aware, I received this court report today since the county has been closed, but I did send it to all parties, Your Honor, as well as Elaine did. We offer this as petitioner's exhibit number 1.
Did you send it to me?
Yes, Your Honor, I included you in that email as well.
You said court report, but do you mean police report?
I apologize. Yes, police report. Thank you, Courtney.
I'm looking for it. You know about what time you sent it?
Maybe about 8:40
Okay.
a.m.
I've got some with you that was on Sanders Searcy, and I've got some that look like they're on Johnson.
I can re-forward it, Your Honor, so it's at the top of your list if you like.
It's Johnson. Kia Johnson.
It's Johnson. Okay.
Oh, thank you. I didn't realize you were asking.
I'm sorry. That's right. I'm used to looking for the kids' names. Okay, sorry. Have you offered it?
Yes, Your Honor. I offer that as petitioner's exhibit 1.
All right. Any objections? All right, then petitioner's 1's admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Elaine, now that incident report is in evidence, can you tell me what your concerns about that incident report are?
Yes. In looking at the report, the incident occurred when law enforcement made contact with Kia. It was a couple of blocks up from where she resides. And she was and it sounds like she was in a pretty severe domestic violence incident with another male. She refused to give her name initially, and throughout this report, she refused to give the name of the male who she was in a domestic violence incident with.
All right, guys, buckle up because this case starts quietly, but the wait is immediate. In just seconds, we're placed inside a courtroom where the Department of Family and Protective Services calls its witness, setting a serious and procedural tone. Nothing dramatic is said yet, but that's exactly what makes it gripping. You can feel this isn't routine, it's the calm before something heavy unfolds. The judge acknowledges the report, the witness is sworn in, and the machinery of the court starts moving. This short opening works as the perfect hook, signaling that what follows will directly impact children, parents, and potentially custody. It's subtle, controlled, and intentionally restrained.
I was aware that she didn't have her vehicle last month. When I had went over there, she had told me that it was in the shop, but that was it. She wasn't open and honest about what had actually occurred with her vehicle, and it sounds like it had been taken from her during this incident by this other person. So our concern is that these kids continue to be exposed to domestic violence, even with her attending all of these services and us getting these reports back from her therapist that she's doing well. There's still no behavioral changes on her end.
Okay. Would you agree that the court report describes her as having obvious injuries?
Yes.
Okay. And would you also agree that the court report indicates the incident occurred on December 7th of 2025?
Yes, ma'am.
And so that would be after all three girls, Odyssey, Aaliyah, and Zanaya, were back in the home. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Let me see. And does the court report also indicate that Ms. Johnson allowed the police officer to take her to Northwest Texas Hospital for her injuries?
Initially, and then she changed her mind and refused to go inside. And so at that point, they transported her to a friend's residence.
Okay. The beginning of this case started because of domestic violence. Is that fair to say, Elaine?
Yes, ma'am.
And during your work with the family, additional concerns have arisen about physical abuse of the children by Kia. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And as of December 7th of 2025, it looks like we are back at a domestic violence incident near her home. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you believe that the children are at a continued risk of abuse or neglect?
Yes.
Are we asking the court to go ahead and extend the dismissal date on this case?
Yes.
Now, are we asking for any additional services to be ordered for Ms. Johnson specifically?
All right, guys, this is where the emotional stakes become clear. We learn the children are split between households, and while some appear stable, others are living in fear. The witness explains that several children refuse to return to their mother, not out of rebellion, but fear of consequences and past experiences. Therapy is delayed, disrupted, or discontinued due to missed appointments and logistical issues, which only adds tension. This section quietly reveals trauma, instability, and systemic friction. Nothing explodes yet, but every sentence adds weight. You start to realize this isn't just a legal process. It's a fragile situation where trust is broken and healing hasn't begun.
Not at this time. I think we need to move forward with the family therapy. She's done their anger management. There's not anything else I can think of right now.
Do you think since there's been a new domestic violence incident that she should partake in domestic violence classes?
I would say so. I mean, because I've already spoken with them about WAVE, and without her having any type of like criminal charge, they're not willing to accept her there or recommend her for that at Family Support Services. So if they're not going to recommend WAVE, then I think the maybe the DV support would be appropriate.
Okay. In regards to Odyssey, Zanaya, and Aaliyah, are we asking the court to make any orders regarding services for them?
No, they're in counseling, and I think they just need to continue in that.
Okay. And family therapy for Kia and Amaya Jakori in Malaysia has already been ordered. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to share with the court?
No, not at this time.
Okay, I pass the witness.
Okay. Give me just a second here. Elaine, have any of the three, Elia, Odyssey, or Zanaya, have they opened up to their counselors about this domestic violence incident, or were the kids not around when it happened?
So they haven't indicated anything to me. They haven't said anything to their therapists. They've only had one session each with their new therapist. I know with Zanaya and speaking with the therapist she was seeing, she had a lot of concerns with just her having superficial conversations and not really opening up about what was going on in the home and what had occurred or any type of traumas that she's experienced. So I know with the previous therapist, there was concerns with her not opening up, but with her only having one session, I think it's going to be a matter of time and seeing how that interaction goes over time.
So, it's been almost.
All right, guys, this is the moment everything shifts. What begins as a list of positive steps suddenly turns when a new police report enters the courtroom. The timing alone is alarming. It's fresh, unexpected, and serious. The report describes a recent domestic violence incident involving the mother, occurring after children were already back in her care. Injuries, dishonesty, and silence fill the narrative. The witness makes it clear, despite services and therapy, real behavioral change hasn't happened. The tension spikes as the court connects past violence to present risk. This is the turning point where concern hardens into alarm and the entire direction of the case changes.
Well, it's been almost 2 months since this incident happened, and I'm concerned. Well, number one, my question is, were the kids involved? Because that puts a whole new spin on this case. So, but we don't know that because Mom won't talk about it. Is that fair?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I had no idea that this incident had occurred up until I got this police report.
And you just got it, right? Like today?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How'd you find out about the police report?
I requested it because of there being previous domestic violence incidents. You just request any type of new reports that may or may have not occurred throughout the case. And I just got it on a whim. It wasn't that I had heard about it or anything. It was just part of my casework and requesting.
Well, good job. Glad we found out about it. So, all right,
Yeah.
Ms. Graff, questions?
So I just want to make sure the court is aware. This report came to my computer at about 9 o'clock this morning, and I saw it at about 9:30. I tried to communicate with my client, but wasn't able to do that. Mr. Noack and I had a brief conversation because we both, I think, were surprised to receive this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's no fault of the social worker that she provided it to us at this late a date because she got it this morning as well. But it is very disturbing to me to come into a hearing and have something like this, which is, in my mind, a significant report provided to us shortly before the hearing, so that I don't have an opportunity to have a full, a conversation with my client and try to find out, from her side what's going on.
Well,
and I don't know.
Ms. Graff, I understand that, but you're right. I'm not blaming Elaine at all. I'm glad she found it, but
No, I'm not blaming her either, Your Honor.
Excuse me. We can sit here and whine about it, but your client's had 2 months to tell you about it. So I'm not happy with your client is what I'm trying to get across. So.
Sure.
Okay.
Well,
Go ahead. Go ahead with your question.
Well, I probably am. I'm not either, Your Honor.
Yeah.
I guess I would like to ask Ms. Lucero, just as a point of information, because my notes don't reflect this. Did we dismiss Desmond Jr. in this case when he stayed with his father? Okay, great. All right. That's because I was looking at the report and I didn't see anything about him. But he is listed in the family composition on the page 1. So there was no note saying, anything about him as the report continued.
He's dismissed.
Okay. All right. Great. Well, that's really all I have this morning. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Nowak?
Just briefly, Elaine, always thanks for talking to me on the phone. And this is just probably a stupid question that I have, but do you, as the caseworker, do you provide the parents with the Zoom links for when we have court?
Most times if they ask for them, a lot of times it's their attorneys that send them over to them.
And I think my next question is for the judge. Are any of the parents here? Are the 2 parents here today?
No. Just for everybody to know, I'm going to set another hearing pretty quickly so that we can get Ms. Johnson present and talk about this incident. So, but no, nobody's in my waiting room.
I think that would be useful, Judge. Thank you so much. Elaine, Judge, I'll pass the witness. Elaine, thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Wiggins.
I have no questions, Judge.
Okay.
All right, guys, this final stretch is where authority steps in and consequences become real. The judge's tone sharpens as frustration surfaces, not at the system, but at the lack of honesty and accountability. Attorneys acknowledge the seriousness of the new information, and the court openly discusses the possibility of removal if things don't change. Orders are extended, services reinstated, and a firm warning is issued. The next hearing matters. The case no longer feels like monitoring, it feels like a countdown. This ending doesn't resolve the story, it raises the stakes. The message is clear: show up, change course, or risk losing everything.
All right. Ms. Gutierrez, anything further from the department?
Nothing further from the department, Your Honor. Again, we are asking for this case to be extended. We believe that the children are at a continued risk for abuse and neglect.
All right. All right, then, Ms. Graff, I assume you didn't have any witnesses?
No, Your Honor. I would have been happy if my client were present. She did get the link. I routinely send the link out to all my clients before the hearing, but with the weather and everything else, who knows what? I have no way to speculate about what might be going on.
Yeah, sure, I understand. Okay, Mr. Nowak, any witnesses?
No witnesses, Judge, just recommendations.
All right, Ms. Wiggins?
No witnesses, Judge. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Nowak, any recommendations then?
I would ask the court to extend the order to participate, continue services, and get a hearing as quick as we can on Ms. Johnson. I don't have a whole lot of concern with the children that are placed with Mr. Miles. Given what we learned recently, I do have concerns about the kids with Ms. Johnson. Thank you so much, Judge.
Ms. Wiggins, I asked you didn't have any witnesses. Ms. Wiggins, is there anything else on behalf of the children you need to tell me today?
No, Judge. The children didn't report anything to me. So
Okay. All right.
of issue.
Okay. Brittany, let's be looking for a date next couple of weeks or so.
Would February 9th be too soon?
Not for me. So
I'm currently set for a jury trial with Judge Estevez on the 9th, but I'm doing my best to make that one go away. So let's go ahead and set it for January 9th, February 9th, sorry, and see what we can get done.
All right. And Miss Graff, I know you only have control over your client as much as your client will let you have control, but you need to impress upon her she needs to be at this hearing on February 9th, because this could turn into a removal instead of just a participation case. So, okay. All right, then. First of all, I will grant the department's motion to extend the case. I will order that Ms. Johnson continue working the services as previously ordered, as well as that she, I guess we would call it, retake the domestic violence support group. I don't know what else, since she doesn't qualify for WAVE, I don't know what else we can do to deal with her tendency to be with with partners that commit domestic violence. So, and as I said, then I'll set another compliance hearing for February 9th. I will order that Ms. Johnson appear for that hearing.
Hey, Vince. I'm sorry. Can I ask Vince a question, Your Honor?
Sure.
Okay. Would it help if I put this case first on 2-9, if we put this one first?
That would probably work. That'd be just fine.
Brittany, would we be able to do this one first on 2-9?
Yes, that's fine. I think we only have like one anyways at this moment.
Do we want to, Vince, would it help us if we did it at 8:30 or even 8 o'clock? Just
The earlier the better. The earlier the better. But I've had great success with all our district courts. If I'm in your court, they cut me some slack. 8:30 would be just fine for me on that day.
Let's just do it at 8 so we can get you in and out. That's you're with Judge Estevez?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, she's my presiding judge, so yeah, let's not make her mad.
I do my best not to make any judges mad.
Okay, then let's go ahead and set another compliance for 8 o'clock on February 9th, 2020.